I think that one of the things that people who would enjoy seeing the paintings are people who grew up and knew Durham at that particular time, knew what downtown Durham looked like, and knew where the Crest, department store was, and where Harvey's cafeteria was, and the various things that you can see in the paintings. They remember that. He was probably the most unassuming man I ever met. It was never important to him to be a well-known artist. He just loved painting. There are 50 paintings that were donated by my father to the Mary Biddle Duke Seaman's Art Foundation. They're currently located in 2 classrooms of the 00 level of the Duke Divinity School. And he wanted to keep those 50 paintings specifically together as a collection. He didn't want to break them up. He wanted to keep them as a collection. And a lot of people think that he painted those all at the same time or with that in mind. And that's not exactly what occurred. I was very young at the time, and I actually was with him on many of the paintings that he painted in 1958. And I can remember it like it was yesterday, running around and having fun, and he would be sitting back at the seat of the car and paint. And it's just an honor and a privilege to go and see them and to really appreciate how he captured a lot of how Durham used to look. The painting that's in there now is of a close-up of a tobacco barn, and it was one of my father's favorite topics to paint. He liked rural North Carolina, the Durham County area, and the older the barn, the better for him. He liked ones that were falling down, and he also liked ones that were being used. But that particular one was for curing tobacco. He's famous for his rusty roofs that he would paint in whatever barn, or even if it's just an old house, he always had a rusty roof in there somewhere.
Now for the roof. These barns have tin roofs, and since they're old buildings, the roofs are very rusty. So a little bit of burnt sienna color is what's needed to make them look like a real rusty roof. Here's an example of some rusty roofs.
A lot of people don't realize that my father, most of all of my life, had crippling, painful arthritis in his fingers, and he was in constant pain in his fingers. And as a result of being a medical illustrator and being a watercolor artist, he was using his hands all the time. He was ambidextrous. He painted both with his left hand and his right hand. And he had arthritic fingers, very swollen, very bent, very painful in both hands. So to me, to be able to produce very delicate, anatomical drawings for medical illustration and the beautiful artwork that he created was with pain, constant pain, was just amazing to me.